Hello everyone, this is Knight's Tempest, here with episode 2 of our Satisfactory playthrough. This is using the new, well, not new, but alternative recording setup. So, we'll see how this works out. As you can see, I've made some minor modifications to our setup here. So we've got some biofuel right here being made into solid biofuel, and we got some splitters ran out to 2 bio burners for our power for the moment. As you can tell, I'm still battling a cold, so my apologies if I sound a little bit more nasally than usual. This is like 2 days after the last recording and 1 day after uploading the last one. So I've done some gathering of resources, normal like the biofuel you saw over there. And while I was collecting the biofuel systems, all this automated stuff was running, so we have a fair bit of resources. Got plenty of all of our basic stuff. Today we're going to be upgrading our power grid a bit, and we're going to be making these starter places a bit more permanent, a bit more. These still going to be starter factories. They're not going to really go anywhere for a little while anyway. Well, a long while really. For our field research for the MAM, we need 300 copper wire. I'm going to slide on over here. And I gathered the biofuel and stuff off camera to try and save time. It took me about 2 hours to gather that much raw materials for the biofuel, so that's just how long it took. I don't want to spare you guys all of that extra stuff, and also spare myself a little bit of video editing, if I'm going to be honest. So we've already got plenty of screws. Oh, I forgot to grab some plates here, so we're going to grab some iron plates. Now we have everything we need to turn in this next milestone. And we wanted to get our research going as soon as we can.
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons,
and now we've got
factory
to
buildings.
do tier 2.
These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency and alignment with Fixit's core
the
pillars.
Conveyor belt Mark IIs for sure,
explore and exploit.
Definitely part assembly.
Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
Okay, thanks, Ada. We are going to do probably logistics Mark II first, then part assembly, then we'll do the sync bonus program, then no, that's pretty much how we're going to do it. Then we're going to cap out this phase and then move on to the next one, while upgrading some stuff in between. But for now, I'm trying to think of what I want to do here, or where I want to start, really. Oh yeah, we have a map now. So let's build our MAM first, before we do anything else, see if we can get some research going. Let's see, what do we need for our MAM? Yeah, we already have everything. Fantastic. Alright, let's build our MAM. We'll build it as close as we can Again, this is all temporary. This is all going to be moved and rebuilt somewhere else. So we've got all this stuff to research. So we're going to research all this stuff using all the stuff that we collected. Lots of combat done. Our lizard doggo we tamed gave us these, which is going to be great to be dumping into our awesome sink. Sorry, just trying to get brain to work right. So we're going to grab this because we're going to research this, this, and don't think we're going to need the bauxite. For now, that'll be enough. We're gonna do the megafauna first. Oh, missing materials. Did I not? Oh yeah, I haven't killed one of those yet. So go ahead and do this.
The remains researched belong to an organism that tends to nest near objects emitting specific types of resonance. Spitters are called as such due to their ability to create and spit plasma across long distances. Spitter remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration.
Fantastic.
The remains researched belong to a plant-like organism hosting the larva of the flying crab, the most mature of which hatch when threatened. Hatcher remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration.
While I was doing exploring, came across a couple of new enemies, which I will show you guys here in a bit.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration.
Yep, we're gonna need that because I've already run across one alpha, which is one of the big dogs. We're gonna want our beaten stick. We're gonna want that rebar gun. Is gonna be nice. Gonna be handy. Let's see what do we need. Okay, so we can. Well, let me craft some of that real quick. There we go. Got turned around for a half second. Hog protein. Just gonna go ahead and just craft it all because why not? It'll take about a second. Spitter protein. We'll go ahead and do this. Get that knocked out. There we go. Painless. Done. Go ahead and research this.
Research completed. Alien protein can now be turned into biomass or alien DNA capsules. In addition to being used for research, the invaluable alien lifeform data in these capsules can be traded for fix-it coupons at the Awesome Sink. We guarantee the best capsule to coupon exchange rate anywhere on this planet.
Yeah, because it's the only place on this planet. Alright, so we need 100 rods, which we have a crap ton of, so we're going to go grab those. Alright. Grab 200 of those, because why the heck not? Then we're going to do this research real quick, even though I built this backwards. I don't really care right now. Like I said, we're trying to get research done so we can be a bit more efficient and be a little bit safer while exploring. So go ahead and make 5 of these, because what we need. Megafauna. Yep, there we go.
Research to develop the rebar gun is now available. When completed, you will be in possession of a tool effective against any local obstacles actively objecting to the Fix-It mission.
Nice. Fantastic. Oh boy. Okay, so we've not made any rotors yet. Let me see. Do I have any in the box? You have 7. It's nowhere near enough. You know what? That's okay. We'll leave that there for now. We'll do some of this research.
Mercer sphere analysis completed. Established local planetary signature of massage 2, AB, in the local Mercer sphere signals, allowing them to be tracked by the object scanner. Mercer spheres can also transmit data between specific.
Witness our scripture, witness our windows. Have you come to defile our shrine? Sing us a song.
Arguing the existence of intelligent alien life. While Fix-It has figured out the method, all of the original data is still untranslatable.
Okay. Haven't got any Summer Sloops or Sam yet, which we can fix that here in a bit. Caterium, we want to go ahead and get that research because it's going to unlock new power poles for us.
The metal has been named Caterium after Fix-It's greatest CEO, Katerina Parks. It has been added as a viable alternative to gold in industrial applications, specifically in advanced electronics due to its superconductivity, malleability, and corrosion resistance.
Fantastic. Alright, so now... Oof. Barely not enough. Alright, that's fine. Because this right there is a new power pole, I think. Then there's going to be the power pole Mark III, which I think is down here. But all kinds of good, fun, and useful stuff. And research this stuff.
This fruit, dubbed the paleberry due to its tendency to stay light in color even when ripe, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available. This fruit, dubbed the barrel nut after its distinctive color, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Fantastic. Alright. Power slugs. We want this research done. They'll help us out a lot.
This semi-slug, now dubbed power slug, is early in its life cycle and has retained only part of its potential energy storage capacity, giving it its blue color. Power slugs are capable of extracting latent energy from their surroundings, including through a form of photosynthesis, and preserve it in their porous semi-crystalline shell over their lifetime. This explains why they rarely move after having found a suitable location.
Sweet. Thanks, Ada. We won't worry about the scanning for the moment. Yellow power slug shards would be fantastic. We really want this overclocking though. So we really need to get this because it'll help a lot with our efficiency. So now we just need to craft a power slug shard. Or should I say a power shard. So let's go in here and we'll craft one real quick. One for research and one for use. Back down to power slugs. We'll research this. You'll see why this is big help here in a minute.
Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed. Underclocking is also possible. Note: power consumption of overclocked buildings increases exponentially.
Okay, so you just heard that underclocking is now possible, which is exactly what we want. Underclocking is gonna save us a ton of power for our power grid. So it's gonna knock out the rest of this research.
This unknown chemical element was in reality an unusual mixture of solid sulfide and sulfate materials from which sulfur can be extracted. Sulfur's primary use lies in fertilizers, which we have no use for. Instead, this element enables access to more volatile obstacle clearing and pioneer defending tools.
Okay, oh darn. Alright. Need to grab some more, which luckily we have a whole another stack, so we have a crap ton. That's why I went out and got all the sulfur that you saw me get in the last episode. Down to sulfur. Because we need to blow up some poison spewing rocks, and we need the Nobelisk for that.
Research completed. Black powder recipe unlocked. New sulfur research available.
So we need to get this done, which we can't get for a little while. Which that'll let us blow up rocks and the stuff spewing the green poison gas, which is what we want. We want to get rid of that as much as possible around the areas where we're going to be working. And that will allow us to build in a lot more variety of places and also get some stuff that's in rather hazardous locations. Yep, that would be handy. We can grab that later. Right now, we're going to put up all this excess stuff. We're going to keep that. Kind of pack away some of this stuff because we don't need it right now. Kind of sort that out because we want some space. And I want to show you guys something. So, yeah, those green, round, boulder looking things, that's basically like a snowman but taller. Yeah, those things spew poison gas. You want to get rid of those. But in my travels, which you can see was quite a bit, came across something that it will be extremely helpful now that we have the MAM. So there are freighter wrecks all over the place. And those freighter wrecks typically have... Nope, we don't want that. We want this. We want this and food. There we go. They have hard drives. And those hard drives we can put in the MAM and research them and grab the data off them. And that data has recipes. And those alternate recipes can really boost the output of your factories. They can boost the output of your factories by using a lot more iron-based stuff instead of like copper or steel or what have you. It'll also have a different output value. Oh, yep, there's one of the alphas I was talking about. He's a big boy. He's a big chunkus. He does not like that we're here. And we can't really run away from him right now. We're gonna try and run away from him. Which is why we had the food. He really likes to be a turd and not leave you alone. Come on. Oh, lizard doggo! That's a spitter. Yep, that's a spitter. So we have a spitter and an alpha on top of us, and yep, there we go. That's what happens whenever you come across an alpha ill-equipped. It will just bully you to death, which is the opposite of what you want. So, and now we gotta go back and grab all of our stuff. Let's see, died over there. I think I went the wrong direction anyway. And I'm going this fast by sliding and then jumping. Don't know if I explained this in a previous video, but that is how I'm zooming so fast and building up a decent amount of speed in order to take... Okay. I forgot it spawns you with only 3 bars of health. That's my fault. So, I'll be back in just a second. Okay, we're back. We're here to show them what for. Could you stop it? Thank you. Now we're gonna grab our stuff back. We're gonna need a bunch of those. And yeah, those blue plant things spew a lot of poison as well, so watch out for those. Just gonna grab all this wood since we're here, because we need fuel for our growing factory. Don't worry, I'm not gonna do this too much this video. Because like I said, I want you guys to be able to play along with me if you so choose. And I normally swear a lot, and I'm going to try and keep that down to a minimum as well. So if you hear me use a swear word, it's going to be out of habit. So if you are offended by that, I apologize in advance. Because I want this to be as accessible to as many people as want to enjoy it. So oh, power slug. Yes, we want a power slug. We want all the power slugs. Oh, nope. Alley-oop. Nah. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? I'm not very good at parkour in this game, as you can already tell. Okay, just gonna take this iron because we're here. Why not? Plus, whenever we scan stuff, that won't be on the map. Yeah. No. Alright. I can just build up to it and then be a lot faster. But don't know if I have the stuff. No, I don't have the concrete. That's fine. We'll come back for that later. But what I wanted to show you was not that. It was back over this way. We're going to try and dodge the alpha. We'll try and get some food as well. Because we're not playing in what I like to call safe mode, which is the exact same mode my dad usually plays Minecraft in. You know, he's getting towards 70, which is hard for me to believe. But he is playing Minecraft, and he really enjoys it. me and my kid brother started him out on it a couple years ago, I think, at this point. And he's been really enjoying it, and we started him out on Minecraft on peaceful mode because, you know, he's an old school gamer, old school, like original Doom style gamer. Don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, so he doesn't navigate 3D spaces well, especially with a controller. And since he sits at a desk all day doing IT stuff for work, he doesn't want to sit at a desk and game on a PC. So he wants to just sit back, relax, and, you know, play a game, do something that he doesn't have to think about work with, and just vibe. So that's why we kind of got him into the gaming space, because, you know, me and my kid brother, we've been gaming since, you know, 3.5-inch floppy disks, you know, back whenever my dad still played video games. Nope, there's another alpha. I forgot about him. Nope, he noticed us. Gosh darn it. Sir, could you knock it off? You have like 10 times the health. I don't want to deal with you. And it's probably gonna kill us anyway. Do we escape? Maybe. Oh, nope, that's our lizard doggo. Got something for us. Thanks, lizard doggo, but that's not very helpful right now. I don't have a gun to use that with. Yeah, the rebar gun or the Xeno Basher is really what you need to do with these alphas. This is what I wanted to show you. These things, these crash landing pads, they have a lot of useful stuff around them, but not whenever you're being chased by an alpha. Is he? No, he's not going to leave me alone. He's going to chase me to the ends of the earth. Okay. Well, let's see if we can at least get closer to the house, so it'll be a lot easier, a lot faster to pick up our stuff if we end up kicking the bucket. Because he's still chasing us. There's the mushroom we needed. Woo!
Potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it does not mean it won't eat you. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Yep, thanks for that. We're in the poison now. Run. Alright, we're out of the poison now. That would have sucked if we got stuck in the poison and ended up kicking the bucket in there. Oh boy. Still on our tail? Did he finally leave us alone? I think the poison scared him off. Alright, fantastic. Whew. That was way too close. That's why I've been picking up these nuts. Because we need the protein. Right, I know there's a less dangerous one right close by. One that doesn't have an alpha right next to it. Or one where you'd have to go buy an alpha and get chased by him for 20 miles. And, yeah, this one. Yeah. So, just for reference, right there's our little copper factory. So, that's where we make our copper wire at. We are to the northeast of there. So, we just have to worry about our fluffy-tailed hogs over here. Try and boop them real quick. get them to leave us alone. Because we want to be friends, but they don't, so let's just have we gotta deal with them for now. Could you not? We've been bullied by your dad, okay? Like, we just trying to gather some stuff. That's all we're trying to do, bud. Okay, so when you come across these, we're gonna come to this really big box. And this says it needs 40 megawatts of power. Well, how do you get 40 megawatts of power to this thing? Well, you have to drag a power line all the way from the closest part of your base all the way out here. And since the 1.1 update, you can now dismantle all of this stuff, which they were very nice and brought over to the console port of the game. Thank you, Coffee Stain. So, since we only need 40 megawatts, let's see what our power situation is like. And if it's... well, if it can't handle 40 megawatts, then we're going to have to upgrade our power system. Right, so... remember, I was talking about underclocking earlier. Let's use 60 per minute. Use 30 per minute. If we just want to get this running efficiently for now, until we rebuild this and use splitters and all that, we can bump this down to a target production of 30 per minute. Which will use half of the power. And that'll flatten out our power situation. So our maximum consumption is 49 megawatts. Our total capacity is 60. So that means we have nowhere near enough to just drag a whole power line over there and just give that thing a whole bunch of power even for a minute. Because we only need the power on it long enough to open the pod and grab the drive out of it. So we're going to, first thing, upgrade our power grid. So our little bitty setup over here, we're going to put on slabs, or factory floors. And, get out of here, bud. And, we're going to upgrade this to, I want to go like 6 or 8. It should be way overkill for now, but it'll be a good growing point to grow our factory to where we can actually produce a lot more stuff than we are currently, because I really want to push towards the next phase. And we still have yet to build the frickin' space elevator. I just realized that. What do we need for the space elevator? So we're going to hit L2 and up to add it to our to-do list. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick, because we should have enough stuff as is. Let's just grab what we need out of here. So there's all of our plates. There's all the iron rods. We got to go back up and grab 1500 copper to have enough inventory space. Yes. We should just enough inventory space to grab the copper wire and the concrete, because concrete stacks in stacks of 500. So, since I'm trying to minimize handcrafting in this episode, we've got 1500. Alright, now we just need the concrete. Whee! If we had our little zipline tool, we wouldn't have to take damage. We could just use the power line to zip down, be quick, efficient, and also wouldn't hurt ourselves. But hey, we do what we gotta do with what we can. So that's spitting out 30 per minute. Let's go ahead and tune this down. If we can. Down, there we go. We're going to tune this down to about 50% clock speed. Here we go. Make that a little bit more efficient. Have that go on full tilt. That's going full tilt. Could use a power shard, but that means this would consume more power, and we don't really want that. So for starters, we're going to bump this down here. Back down to 30. There we go. And let's let that run. And we'll grab some concrete. Okay, got enough for a space elevator. And this is what I use to kind of get our concrete production going. So, just been using these, letting them fill up, and then just chucking them in this constructor to try and get it running a bit more efficient and pump out the amount I needed. So we need to get our limestone per minute down to 30. So that'll be as close as we can get it. So I'm going to put out 9.9 per minute. 10.05. Yeah, we'll do it that way. That can be running a bit more efficient, and that is using the maximum amount it can. Okay. Let's build our space elevator. So we're just gonna chuck it out here. Wrong button. Alright. It's huge. Massive, even. We're going to point it this way, because why not, right? Let's plop it right there. And the animation for this is really nice. They did a great job with it, and I love watching it every time. So we're just gonna watch this thing build and watch it do its thing. Because now that platform is there. And we got that thing dropping from the sky. And that's gonna hook straight on in there. Which will hold this end in place. There's like a little power cable. Well, I say little, it's massive. But a power cable and plus support cables and all that to keep that up there.
Project assembly initialized. Congratulations, Pioneer. The space elevator will now automatically connect with the Project Assembly orbital platform. Project assembly is divided into phases, each of which require the delivery of project parts, such as smart plating, via the space elevator. Subsequent phases unlock access to new tiers with more advanced technologies to construct, automate, explore, and exploit. It is time to be honest. This project is part of the Save the Day program, the largest united undertaking in human history, destined to save us all. Earth is in peril, and only Fix-It pioneers offer hope for survival. Fix-It is counting on you. Humanity is counting on you. Do not let Fix-It down.
Yep, that's the Save the Day program that they mentioned at the start. Let's see, can we build? Yes, we can. Alright, well, we're just gonna plop this right here for now. And we're gonna put all of our excess stuff in there, so. All the stuff that we don't need is going in this box. Because we don't need it right now. And we need to make space for the stuff we do need. Ooh, nice. Use that later. Fuel. I want to keep the fuel on us for now. Right, so I'm going to grab all the stuff out of here. There we go, and we're just going to dump it right back in our chest here. Then we're going to... Oh, okay, it's full. That's fine. Now then, our entire base is out of power until we get that back up and running, so we're going to just grab a whole ton of stuff that we let cook while we were out grabbing fuel. Grab a whole bunch of rods, which we're mainly going to need steel plates and concrete, so... or iron plates and concrete, so... grab a crap ton of concrete. Still can't get over how massive that is. Like, it's huge. Right, so we're going to start with foundations. We're going to use 2-meter foundations, and we're going to hit R1 to snap it to the world grid. Because we want everything to line up perfectly whenever we expand or move, depending on what we want to do. So we're going to make a nice little big platform. We're going to hit down on the D-pad to put us in Zoop building mode, which is going to be handy. Because it'll let us do that. We have a rock clip through that, but it's okay, because again, this is only temporary until we can get something better. Because I want to get to coal as fast as we possibly can. So we're going to go to... First off, we're going to start with our solid biofuel production. So we're going to just have our outflow there. We're going to kind of put this guy right there. It's kind of on the edge there. This is how I'm doing it. You can do it however you want, but I'm just going to show you how I'm doing it. I'm going to go over to production and put constructor. So just going to try and use the space to the best we can. Hit R1 again to get to snap into place, so hopefully everything lines up. Give a little bit of space so our belts will connect properly. We use Mark 1 belt for now because we don't have anything better. Go down to solid biofuel because we're going to handcraft our own biofuel and shove in this container for now. We could add another set of constructors which could craft raw biofuel, which is, this stuff from leaves and wood, and have them just like merge and go in here. Could do that to further automate the process, which I might, depending on how long we gotta have biofuel power for. But this is going to make our solid biofuel, which is going to be the most efficient use of our biofuel, and we're going to plop down our generators, our burners here. We want everything running down the middle, so we're just going to line it up. Yeah, we'll line it up right here. Might need to grab some more copper wire there. Alright, we got 3 here. We want to get our production back up and running as soon as we can. So, gonna go back up here to logistics. Yep, we're gonna need more cable as well. So, we're going to use a splitter here. because that way we can feed one here, we can feed this one, and then we can feed one on the opposite side, and then we can feed the rest forward. That's kind of how we're going to set it up here. So the dash line means we're lined up. R1 to snap again, because I forgot to do that. We're going to hold R2 to lock our hologram, and just use the D-pad to kind of nudge it a little bit. There we go, now we're lined up. Do that again. Still in snapping mode, which is exactly what we want. I was going to say hold the hologram. That looks like it's lined up, so we're going to go ahead and connect it with belts. Again, using Mark 1 belts because we don't have Mark 2 yet. And we only had 2 biomass burners going before, and now we're going to have 6, so we're tripling our power output. So we can grab that drive and expand our factory. Turn this around, turn on snapping. There we go. Oh, jumped a little bit too far. Okay, blue line means we're lined up with the one to the side of it, and we got our 3 dotted line saying we're lined up with the splitter, so we're going to put it there. Try and line it up as best I can anyway. Because there is a little white box you can kind of see around the structure. There's that little blue line there, and we're lined up with the splitter. It's a bit closer, and it's not really symmetrical, but hey, it'll work. And we're all about making things work. Okay, so now we have 6 generators hooked up to 1 conveyor line of fuel. And we're just gonna hook it up here directly. Gonna go down to straight. Probably gonna do curved actually. Got a nice arch. Spent a little bit more iron plates on that, which is fine for me. And we're gonna go ahead and post up a few of these. So we can wire everything back up. Yellow just means clipping is probably going to occur. Blue means everything's fine, and red means you can't place it there. That's what those colors mean. We're probably going to hook this up right about here-ish. That way we can hook up our constructor. Boop. Then we're going to do this right here. Fail at jumping. There we go. Alright, hook that up there. We're going to hook up our generators. Daisy chain that a little bit. There we go. Then, since we're not really going to expand out that way a little bit, which we could actually if we wanted to just add more that way, we could. We're just going to hook these up just like that. And now we have all 6 generators hooked up. We don't have any fuel going there yet, so we don't have any power. But we have some fuel in our inventory. So we're going to just plop that in here. Get that conveyor belt going. We're going to kind of go in here and prime these. So we're going to split these stacks. So we can put 100 here. Put 100 here. Put 100 in there. Put 100 in there. Kind of prime everything. And we got more biofuel in here, which we're going to grab. Just going to plop that in here. Really need this to be a Mark II belt because this takes 120 per minute. We're going to take our leaves and wood and we're going to make that into biomass as well real quick. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and hook up our factory again. That way everything starts running like it's supposed to for now. And we're going to go ahead and craft this stuff real quick. Shouldn't take us but a couple minutes. We're going to fast forward this bit. Okay, and while we're here, we have enough to go ahead and get our logistics Mark II going. Gonna go ahead and get that sent out so we can have Mark II belts. Then part assembly is going to be up next.
Fix-It would like to remind you of your contractual obligation towards efficiency. Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours and will put you on the list. Stay efficient, don't disappoint Fix-It.
What list, she doesn't say. But it's a list. Okay, so now then, got all that done and squared away. We got this back up on a proper floor. Now we can go to conveyor belt Mark 1. We can hit up on the D-pad for quick switch, which will give us the Mark II belts. We just point at the belt. And a belt of this length takes 3 steel plates, the advanced version. Reinforced iron plates, there we go. It'll come to my brain eventually. So now this will move way faster. You can actually upgrade this if you want to. So we're going to do this. There you go, Mark II. Go ahead and convert that. So we're going to be filling all this stuff a little faster. We're going to be making all of our throughput lines Mark II as well, just for giggles and grins. Because why not? There we go. Okay, so that's our power generation going for now. And if we look at our power pole here, now we have 180 megawatts, which is way more than what we need for now. But we're about to upgrade our iron and copper production, so I want to be making cable automatically. As you can see, we need a metric crap ton of screws, and we're going to need a metric crap ton of reinforced iron plates and iron rods and concrete and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to get at least 1 or 2 of them sorted for now on this episode. I want to get the copper done, at least. The very least. And then if we end up running out of time, we're going to sort out the copper next episode, which I'll record after I finish editing this video. So I'm going to edit this video, get it uploading, because for the internet speeds I have, it takes pretty much an entire work shift to upload, because it's such a massive file. Even though I'm not recording and uploading in 4K, I'm recording and uploading in 1020p, or 1080p. Yeah, 1080p, because that's, what I have. I don't have a 4K monitor right now. Yes, I'm gaming on a computer monitor and not a TV, because, instead of a TV, all I have right now is a desktop computer screen, which is fine. It does the job perfectly fine, but being able to upload in 4K and push up higher quality content would be amazing. But I don't have that capacity at the minute, so 1080p will do just fine. No problems with that. Also, just got done crafting all that, so that's all good. Plus, with waiting to see how the new recording process goes, we'll see how the audio syncs up and everything, so hopefully everything goes well on that end. So hopefully we can really get this show on the road starting this episode. Again, the whole reason why I'm showing all this instead of cutting it out and making a lot shorter videos is because I want you guys to be able to play along if you guys want to. Because, I don't know, I'm old school. I like being able to play video games along with somebody, especially if I'm brand new to the game and don't really have an idea of what to do, how to do it, and all that. By no means am I a professional. By no means. Especially not when it comes to this game. Because this game I still have so much to learn. And even that is a freaking understatement. But you know what? That's okay. That is A-okay. Right, we got that. Oh yeah, we can research that in the MAM under was nutrients. Yeah, get that done. Take a quick drink.
This mushroom, dubbed bacon agaric due to its uncanny resemblance to raw bacon, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Alright, we research quartz as well.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz. The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
Fantastic. Okay. Dump that. I think we do have enough quartz, actually, to research the next one. Back down to quartz. Yes, because we want the Blade Runners.
Research completed. Silica recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
Okay, so we're going to add this to the to-do list. Blade Runners help you get around way faster, which is much, much needed, especially this early in the game. Let's see, what's that? 200, okay. Well, I definitely don't have that, but extra pocket space is always nice. Let's see. Oh yeah, we can also just go ahead and go get Animated Sam, because dimensional depots are going to be mega handy. Especially so we don't have to keep so much crap in our inventory. But I need a... Right. Alright. I guess we're going to work on upgrading our iron production. No, I want to do copper first. Yeah. I want to do copper first. The reason why I want to do copper production first is so we can get to automatically making cable. Because as you can see, we need a crap ton of it. And we're going to need a crap ton of screws to make rotors, to complete the phase 1 of the space parts. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take some of the screws out. Put the rotors in there. Yeah, put the copper in there. We'll grab. And pump that. Actually, we can use this up for biomass and get rid of that, so we don't have that in storage anymore. We're gonna put that in there. Sort that out. I'm gonna get rid of this as well, so we have a little crafting montage. Okay, I'm going to put the screws in there. And we're going to craft some more. Okay, crafting montage over. I'm gonna grab a whole bunch of plates and a whole bunch of these rods. Jump. Let's see here. We can dump that. Can dump the coal. Dump those for now, and those. Sort that out. Got stuck there for a second. Right, got some biomass. We're gonna dump that in there. Almost got sidetracked. We need to dump all the stuff we just collected, because we'll be done with that except for the cable. Boop, boop, and yeah, now we just need the cable. So we're gonna go grab our copper stuff and make a cable. And once that's done, then we're going to upgrade our copper factory over here. So we're going to be turning some into raw wire. Not a lot, but we're going to have at least one turning out raw wire, and then actually we're gonna have 2 pumping out raw wire going into storage, so the overflow will be stored, and then we'll be pumping out from the storage into another constructor going to cable, and then pumping the cable out of the constructor into another storage container. Alright, so that's the idea for now. Sort that out. Might as well just make a crap ton, because we're going to need it for building stuff anyway. Yeet. Yeah, a little bit about myself while we're doing this. Everybody online that knows me calls me Knights, and I am from Arkansas originally, and in the past, couple years, I have moved from Arkansas to the UK. Won't say where, but I'm just in the UK somewhere. Me and my wife moved, so we are now obviously living under the same roof, having to help take care of the mother-in-law, and yeah, that's just a little tidbit about me. Working a blue-collar job full-time, trying to pump out some videos here, so I'm going to try and keep them consistent, so 1 a week maybe 2 in a week. I don't know, 2 in a week might be pushing it, but we'll see how shift patterns and stuff goes. I will be going back to the US on a vacation visit my personal blood relatives for a couple of weeks, so obviously won't be putting anything out then, so just gonna put that out there. So if you don't see me upload for a couple of weeks, it's because I'm not in the country. Well, not in the UK. I'll be back in the US, and won't have access to any of my recording stuff. So there's that. Let's see. Now we're just gonna montage out for a little bit. Alright, that is enough cable. More than enough, actually. So we're going to launch this. Now we got part assembly done.
Milestone reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts, including the first project part, smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly. Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It company goals without any other ulterior motive. Note, humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
Thanks, Ada. Appreciate your vote of confidence there. As confident as an AI can be. Right, so the resource sync bonus program will help us get rid of, we're going to sync this, the motors, and the DNA samples that I just crafted. And that'll give us some tickets to give us some other stuff which will help us build more organized, better structures. So for now, we're going to dump a little bit of, let's see, can we dump a little bit of fuel? No, okay, that's fine. have a place to store it. Can we make a... Yeah, we'll make a little storage box. Can't put it over here, so we'll put it right by the MAM here. There we go. Just gonna put that in there. We're gonna keep 60 on here for biomass collection. We're not gonna need those. Not gonna need that. Not gonna need all of that cable. Keep 200 on us. Put that spool away. Everything else we're going to keep on us for now. Except for the screws. I think we'll leave those here. Don't really need those. I'll grab some more regular iron plates. Sort that out. Okay. Now then, let's go see if we can't fix our copper production. Whee! Okay. Oh. Jumped on the wrong spot. Hello, giant flying manta ray looking thing. And since we're going to be doing all that, we can also rent out our power out there and grab that data drive. Just gonna be doing this right here. Just gonna delete everything. Kind of stand back here, so that way any overflow can just go around the ground and not be in our building way for the minute. Okay, no overflow so far. Yep, there it is. Alright, that's fine. So, oh, come on. Yeah. Could you not? That'd be great if you just could not. I will drop. Let's see if we can drop it. Of course I can drop it. Actions drop. There we go. There we go. Nice little stack of rocks. I need to set up wheels. So, if you hold L1, it'll bring up this little radial menu. So on PC, you have the hot bar down at the bottom. Then you just like scroll down there. Then you press 1 through 9, I think, 1 through 7, something like that. And that's like your quick access bar. On PS5 here, you hold L1, and then it brings up this radial menu. Then you can use the D-pad to kind of like switch between them for quicker building access. I haven't set mine up yet. So, let's see. We'll do next wheel. That's the wrong thing. So we're gonna do. We'll do flooring for some of it. Place shortcut. Yeah, we'll place it there. Ramp. Nope. Ramp. Place shortcut. Put it there. There we have quicker access to that. And then walls. Basic wall. Place shortcut. Right there. Freighter reentry is complete, so we can dump stuff into that and launch that off to get our sink, our awesome sink. There's that, so we can do L1. Nope. I'm thinking too hard, so gotta do this here. There we go. Now we can do this for production stuff. So I'm going to place that there. that there, and so on and so forth. Give us quicker access so we don't have to go into this menu every single time. That's all okay. So conveyor belt stuff and power stuff, this will be okay on this wheel, so I'm just gonna set this up. So logistics, we got conveyor belts already, we're gonna put our lifts on there as well. We got conveyor poles on there already. We're gonna do mergers as well. Mergers and splitters. Anything else in here? Nope, not really. Then we're gonna do storage as well. Just put it all on there, try and fill that up a little bit. There we go. Bunch of quick access stuff to a lot of the smaller stuff to make its factories run. So now we can just go over here and do our floor. And press up to switch. And R1 to lock to the roll grid. I am not mega creative, so I'm going to be building a lot on the world grid and just make it easier for myself. Building on the world grid, doesn't mean that you're not creative. It just means you like things easy, nice and simple, which is the way I like it. Nice, simple, easy to handle, nothing too crazy. Because honestly, whenever you start building big, which I don't think I ever will, I think I'm going to be doing like satellite type stuff. When it comes to factories anyway. Here we go. This will be our factory floor for the copper area. Alright. Grass is going to show through a little bit. That's okay. We're just trying to get this thing off the ground. Or on the ground, per se. So... let's see, we're going to need to make... we have some space, actually. Not that much space. Right, so I'm going to drop a couple of items, so I can pick them up a little bit later. Drop. Alright, cool. That way, don't have to worry about burying that. That's just 5 copper ore. And, yes, I am still dealing with being sick, so you'll just have to bear with me on that. Or trying not to get sick anyway. Fighting off a cold. Hate colds. They're the worst as far as mild diseases are concerned. Do this here. That's fine. Okay, so hang on 1 second, be back. Okay, we are back. Okay, so this thing is going to be putting out 60 per minute, which can feed 2 smelters, which is Fan-frickin-tastic. There we go. So we're going to immediately split it. Okay, that's nice and lined up. Leave a little bit of gap. There we go. Where's our splitter? It's merger. Press up for splitters. Snap mode. Engaged. Lock. It's a bit too close, really. We will give that a shot and see if it works. No! Doesn't like it being that close. Okay, that's fine. Let's just move that over one. To do sample building. Here we go. Oh, right, we gotta build out some, so. How I'm doing that is I'm pressing L2 and then pressing square to sample the building. So it just does this. So do this here and press square, which copies whatever you're looking at. So you build it. And we're going to put that out here, bump that out there so it's all lined up. There we go. And now I need a splitter. There we go. We're in snapping mode, which is what we want. We're gonna lock our hologram. See if we can't nudge it a little bit. Give that a shot and see if that works. And it curves a little bit. Put it back on default. There we go. Put that on straight. Okay, so now we've got this pumping out 60. That splits into 2, so 60 divided by 2 is 30, so we're feeding 30 per minute to each one of these. Give me a power pole. Lock it and nudge it. This is just too far either way, so that's fine. Plant that there. We're going to wire these two up. Just like that. And put another power pole here. We're going to wire this up to that up to there, because we can only have 4 connections, remember, per power pole. And that's going to be our main power transmission line, so we're going to we'll connect that last, actually, after we get everything else set up. That's set to copper, which is what we want. That's set to copper, that's what we want. Now we need constructors. Spin that around. Right, so let's take a look at our recipe. So we want wire, right? 15 per minute. So one of these can feed 2. deconstruct that. Okay, so we're going to do something a little funky with conveyor belts. Gonna do this. Bring our conveyor belt out some. Bring this all the way to the edge, and I want this outer one to where the constructors are all the way on the outside. Also, don't know why I was leaning to the left like that. Because we want to use as much of this space as we possibly can, so these two constructors for this are going to be on the outside here. Those two for that one are going to be on the inside. So we're going to grab our constructor here, spin it to where input is facing us. Gonna go ahead and tap this onto the very edge. Have this one sitting next to it. Snapping mode engaged. Bam, done. Okay, so now we've got we need a splitter here. Oop, that's a merger. We need a splitter. There we go. Input, we're gonna put there. And we're actually gonna put it right there. I'm gonna grab Mark 1 belt, put it all the way right there. Put it there. Back those up. And I want copper wire. You can actually go to configure, hit R2. And left on the D-pad to copy the settings, R2 and right on the D-pad to copy the settings, or paste settings. Boom, done. Okay, so now we have 60 per minute output for copper wire for the first set of constructors. So now then we need another one. Have one in line with the others. That way you can just merge them. Leave a little bit of space so we can actually merge them. Boop. Line the middle up with that as well. So there we go. Alright, so cable. Need 60 per minute, which is perfect because we have 60 per minute coming out of those two constructors. So now then we just need a merger and some conveyor belts. So we got a merger, snapping mode engaged. I want the output facing that constructor on the left. Then boom diggity, Bob's your uncle. That's all hooked up, and now we just want it pumping straight into a storage container. For now. In fact, we might want two for now. So again, on the edge here. Bump that out right there. And another Mark 1 conveyor belt. Here we go. There's that. Because we need a metric crap ton of cable. Now, we got the inner part done. Now we're going to need our regular wire. Construction line, so we're going to just do, let's see if we can find a decent way of doing this here. hold that, see what it looks like. It'll clip into that probably, so... Well, possibilities there, it's not guaranteed. Well, we'll put it there and we'll see how it looks. Alright. Grab a splitter. Again, remember to put snapping mode on so everything lines up the way you want it to. Put that right there. Hook it up with conveyor belts. That goes in that way. Let's do default. Gonna do straight that way. That works. And that works. Alright, fantastic. It's gonna be regular wire. It's gonna be regular wire as well. Now then, since we're just gonna be producing normal wire out of that one, we'll just go straight into one storage container per controller. Yeah, why not? Why not? Go ahead and do this. Okay, that's all good to go. Now we put down power poles, because everything needs to be powered. Then we can hook up our main incoming power. Okay, there's that. Boop, boop, boop. Going to boop this right there. So that's making our cable. Oh, we forgot to put down conveyor. That's that done. That's those two hooked up. Hooked into there. That's hooked up. Those two hooked up right there. Now then, we use this to hook up to there. And finally, there to there. Alright, you remember all of that raw material from earlier. You can kind of jumpstart the smelting process by just dumping all the raw ore in there. How about that? And we can start the manufacturing process by dumping the raw materials we have in there. So, boop. Boop. There we go. Now we don't have to handcraft all that stuff anymore. Woo! Alright. That's exactly what I want. No more handcrafting for cable or copper wire. Let's let her rip, tater chip. Alright, there's that kind of modernized, up to date. Check our power pole. What are we at here? Well under our maximum power output, which is exactly what we want. Okay, we have 4 out of 4. 4 out of 4. Alright, if you guys want to put another power pole for more connections and you don't want to disconnect everything, select your power pole here, put it on a wire, hit build, and then choose where you want to put it. We want to put ours right here. So we have an external connection. So, done, didn't have to connect anything, didn't interrupt the flow of work, which is exactly what we want. And you guys remember from earlier, that data drive from earlier. Well, we are going to go and grab that. Let's stretch this out as far as we possibly can. Too far. That there. And done. Now we just hold R2. Grab that. And done. Now we can just
damaged hard drive successfully acquired. All pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for analysis in the MAM, which may result in benefits to the Fix-It mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fix-It designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
Okay. We got one of the big things done that we wanted to get done. We got our very first hard drive. So now we're going to rush on over to the MAM and pop it in and see what we can get. We could hold on to it, but since we're going to need so many freaking screws, I want to try and get cast screws, the alternate recipe. That way we can output way more screws and skip out on manufacturing iron rods for just screws, which will help us out quite a lot and simplify the construction process quite a bit. Then we go to our hard drives. It says boop, automatically puts our hard drive in there, and we press square and it does it, and it takes 10 minutes to research this hard drive. Obviously, we're not going to stay in here for 10 minutes. In fact, we are getting close to the 2-hour recording mark. I need to grab a drink real quick. And when we hit the 2-hour mark, I'm going to call it there for this episode, so we don't really have a whole lot of time left. But, yeah, we did 2 major upgrades I want to get done. Needed that. Got that going. Got this running way more efficient and that helps us because we want that gray line that's underneath the blue line. The blue line is flat, that's our maximum consumption. We want our production. We want our production to be more flat. Because the more wiggly that is, the more unstable the power grid is. The dark gray line, I mean. And the flatter that is, the better. And just in general, really. So, yeah, I got that up and automated. So that's just taken away. We've got, should have enough resources actually to do the sink. So let's go and get that done. Copper. Concrete, and done.
Milestone reached. You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on Exoplanet's bonus program, also known as Awesome. Your awesome input allows Fix-It to comprehend our amazing universe more clearly. In appreciation of this, we have generously set up an internal, closed economy with exclusive rewards and currency. Directing parts of varying quantity and complexity into the Awesome Resource Sink will grant Fix-It coupons. These coupons can be redeemed in the Awesome Shop for highly desirable items such as new foundations, walls, factory attachments, cosmetics, parts, and more. Next time you have additional resources, just remember to go that extra kilometer. Go Awesome.
Right, so, awesome shop, or awesome sink, really. We're gonna build that later. We do have some expensive stuff to sink, which will give us a whole bunch of tickets. We're not gonna worry too much about that for now. Got that going, that's okay. We'll probably update this next episode. Got our power upgraded. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything for this episode. Got about 9 minutes left in this recording session, so just gonna go ahead and end it here. See if we can't get us a better view of that nice, sweet bio power upgrade that we worked on earlier. Yeah. Got that going. Still have this stuff to upgrade and expand on, and we've got that beautiful factory up there cranking away. So, yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. We still have one full iron node we're not using right now, which we will eventually be using all three and pumping out all kinds of good stuff. And we need to automate the first space elevator part, which is smart plating. We'll do that next time. Don't know when this will go up, but it might be going up next week. We will see. But yeah, until next time, my friends, I will catch you guys on the flip side. And for all the trophy hunters out there, here are the bonus clips of the trophies that didn't make it in the recording for last episode.